What is going on, y'all? Goofy Rexy here, and hope everybody is doing well. And welcome, guys, to week number 27. I got it right this time. Week number 27 of the Weekly Headliner Update. Now, if you're new to the Weekly Headliner, this is where we discuss what is upcoming this week in Marvel Strike Force, and then we recap some of those important topics from the previous week as well. Now, this week, we are expecting a patch, so we're definitely going to be talking about some expectations here, some things that we could be seeing from this upcoming patch this week. We're also going to discuss Adam Warlock, Infinity Watch, sort of recapping our thoughts on the Adam Warlock and the Infinity Watch team, and also talk about, obviously, our events for this week, Blitzes, and then also what we should be expecting here. We haven't gotten it yet, but 2021 roadmap, what we probably should be expecting in the second half of this year here for Marvel Strike Force. We're going to go over all of that and more, guys, in this video, and we're starting right now. All right, welcome back, guys. And if it's your first time coming to the channel here and you would like to see some more Marvel Strike Force content, then consider hitting that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so that you know when my videos do go live. And then down below in the description, there are a few other links to pay attention to here. One, to join my Discord. You can also follow me on Twitch, where I do stream Marvel Strike Force content weekly. And I'm also covering some Marvel Future Revolution as well on this channel and also on Twitch as well. And a few other links. Follow me on Twitter. You can also follow me on Facebook, and then also some other links down below. My Patreon link is another way to support the channel, and then also Amazon coins. So if you're looking to save some money here on your mobile purchases or mobile in-game purchases here, then Amazon coins is definitely for you. So check that out as well. But let's get to the first topic for this week, which is going to be our blitzes. So obviously kind of falling in line here with the Web of Spies events, which we're going to be talking about in a couple minutes from now, is Black Widow. So Black Widow is going to be the first blitz for tonight. I think Black Widow, although I don't use her a lot right now, I know from if you're a player that doesn't have Emma, or if you don't have some of those other characters for your Dark Dimension 4 roster, Dark Dimension 4 run, then Black Widow can definitely slot in as a global character. Even if you do have Emma, as a cheaper option, you can go with Black Widow. A lot of people are currently using her right now in those Doom raids, so she definitely does have a lot of value in this game. And also, she's a part of the early recommended team, right? So your beginner team, Wave 1 Avengers, they definitely do handle a good amount of business for you. Even later game Wave 1 Avengers can handle some stuff as well for that Doom campaign if you're looking at a 3-star that Negasonic node. So definitely, in my opinion, Black Widow has a lot of value still in this game. So not bad to try to get some shards for her if you possibly can during this event here. Next blitz, which is going to be on Thursday, is going to be for Hawkeye. Now, I don't use Hawkeye a lot on my roster anymore, which is probably the reason why you haven't seen me rank them up to 7 stars. I just don't really have a lot of value for him right now at the moment. I do know that as a tandem with him and Black Widow, that they work pretty well. I would probably have a little bit more investment if I was actively using this team. But right now, they sit for me on war defense, and I prioritize war offense significantly a lot more than I do prioritize war defense. So, but either way, this is a good, I think as a tandem, they're probably what the Corvus and Proxima, they're kind of have that same sort of synergy in a sense that I actually like using them together. On my baby account right now, I use Hawkeye and I use Black Widow quite a great deal there. So definitely a lot of value with these two characters. Now, in terms of numbers for these blitzes, so this was kind of a weird week, right? So this was the previous numbers that we had for Captain America. And as you can see, the predictions were that we would have 44.6 million. But if we actually look in game at these blitz numbers for Captain America, not there, but these blitz numbers here for Captain America, oh my goodness, get away. If we saw the blitz numbers here for Captain America, we would see that the rankings, the cutoff for that top 1 to 100 was actually 50 million. Now, I think the reason why those numbers were a little bit different is because we had the extra gold on the milestones, and we also had those ranked rewards that gave you gold orbs. So I think that played a little bit of a portion of the reason why. And also this event, some players do have to blitz 5 or 6 rotations in order to be able to compile up those orbs for the Web of Spies event. So that's probably the reason why this event lasted a little bit longer. So Let's take a look at the numbers here. Those Blitz predictions are going to be going out sometime later on. Well, number one today for Black Widow, and then also for the second half of the week on Thursday, you'll see the numbers for Hawkeye as well. So figure out what you need to get to, guys. I probably maybe shoot for maybe 48 million if you're going to top to 100, and probably I think top 1%. Top 2 to 3 might be a little bit higher as well. So take a look at those numbers, guys, and make your decisions from there. All right, and we talked about the Web of Spies event, and definitely was some issues here with this event when it went live on Thursday here. So this is a previous blog post that was mentioned before for the Web of Spies event. This was about 2 weeks ago, right? Web of Spies milestones. Open the hidden threat orbs to earn points toward milestones that reward character shards, fully crafted gear, many unique gear pieces, training modules, and then other resources. When that event went live, the fully crafted gear was definitely there. As a matter of fact, the fully crafted gear is still there, and we'll talk about the reason why. So in these milestones, there was there's fully crafted gear pieces. So you had, well, I've already claimed some of them already, so let's talk about the ones that I've claimed, right? That showed up there. So you had this piece right here, Superior X Gene, which you need obviously for your X for mutant characters. There was also another piece here as well. This piece for bio characters, Superior DNA. They had these fully crafted pieces that were there. A couple minutes after the fully crafted after the event went live, those fully crafted pieces, they went away. And there was then, of course, some questioning as to what happened. Why were these milestones taken away? What was the deal? So later on, we saw this response post here from Cerebro mentioning what actually happened. So in the blog post from June 18th, it stated that the Web of Spies milestone rewards would include fully crafted gear. Now that the event is live, the aforementioned gear clearly isn't present in the milestones. We had originally intended to have fully crafted gear in the milestones, but decided instead to grant pieces that are more genuinely applicable to useful players. For reasons like this, we usually don't announce events until the week prior to release, as there can still be changes to the details. In this instance, it was announced 2 weeks ahead of the event, and obviously some details did change. This is an error on the part of the community team, and we won't repeat this misstep. The team is currently working on a compensation package for the downtime of Web of Spies, and they are taking this situation into consideration in discussing the contents we are targeting sending out this compensation by the end of next week, which is obviously going to be this week since this message was sent out last week. And we greatly appreciate your patience in the meantime. So obviously, I think this was a little bit of a frustration point for a lot of the players, and I completely understand why, right? If your expectation is that you're gonna be getting this fully crafted gear, and then of course you kind of see the fully crafted gear go away, then that becomes an issue. Now they did keep, although they took it down, they did keep the fully crafted gear up to, I think it was milestone 27 is where they're keeping this fully crafted gear there, or milestone 25. I don't see any more of the fully crafted pieces here, but it did still keep some of the fully crafted gear there. That's the reason why I was actually able to grab those mutant pieces and that bio piece, because I actually wasn't even in game when the event went live. Had a lot of stuff going on, so I was still able to accumulate some of these milestones here, but it definitely does seem kind of weird. You have an expectation, and of course the expectations are kind of taken away from you here. I think somebody mentioned that they lied. I don't necessarily think that they lied. I think that they just were terrible at communication and didn't change and update their information. I think that that's completely what happened. Not letting them off the hook. It's still bad, but I definitely think that that's what happened. Overall, I think the event is a good event. There's a lot of really good resources that you're getting from these milestones. I think they went a little bit too heavy though on the Armory 14 orbs. Like, my God, like a lot of Armory 14 orbs. If you can see, this is the amount of Armory 14 orbs that I currently have right now, and I've opened up 94 Armory 14 orbs, and I've opened up quite a few of these Armory 14 orbs right now. I think that they went a little too heavy on the Armory 14 orbs, and I think that they probably should have given a little bit more of the Armory 15 orbs. I don't know if that was their intention. I do think that the Armory 14 orbs will definitely help players who are looking to push into Dark Dimension 3. So if you're just finishing Dark Dimension 2, then being able to push into Dark Dimension 3. I just think that this is just way too much, because I've already accumulated some, right? And I'm still gonna be getting some more Armory 14 orbs, even down here, Armory 14 orbs as well. So I feel like I gotta send out a messaging here and ask a question. Is it intended that we're gonna be getting so many Armory 14 orbs? And when you look at the G15 pieces that you're getting, it's not really a lot of them. You're getting some decent hero uniques, right? So there's Miasma here, there's Astral Energy, there's I saw Titanium Alloy. For me right now, I'm considering bringing up Yo-Yo to G14 because that bio boss node with the symbiotes. I have a 570 or 580k symbiote team, a lot of G15s, 4 G15s, and they're just not being able to take out that boss node. So I'm wondering if Black Bolt and Yo-Yo may be better options. So I'm considering, not yet, but I'm considering bringing up Yo-Yo. I don't know, man. I just look at this and I just feel like it's a little too. All the rewards are great. I love all the stuff that they're giving here. The Elite 6 orb. But I think they went a little too heavy in the Armory 14 orbs, and there definitely should be some more Armory 15s, especially if the amount of G15s that you're giving they're good, but they're not that much in the grand scheme of things here. So those are my thoughts here on the Web of Spies event. Obviously, I think it's an overall good event, but definitely a little snafu there that happened that probably just didn't feel that great. All right, I'm not going to spend too much time on this here because I did a whole video talking about the Infinity Watch team, talking about Adam Warlock already from this past week. And overall, I know a lot of people are disappointed with the performance of Adam Warlock. There have been some players who have taken in separately Adam Warlock into raids, Doom raids, and have been disappointed with his lackluster performance. And I could tell probably from the very beginning that he wasn't going to be a very good raid character. This ability takes forever. It's a long cooldown. I don't think that makes him a good raid character. Yes, you get this ability on turn 1, the ability block, which is fine. You can extend some negative effects here, but there's really nothing in his kit that made me say, hey, he's a great raid character, or really even a great Dark Dimension character. I think if you're building up the Infinity Watch team and you G15 Adam Warlock, just because he's a good character, then for your second run, probably you're going to be able to bring in Adam Warlock. But I never thought Adam Warlock was going to be a great raid or Dark Dimension character. But the question really is, does he make the Infinity Watch team better? And yes, I think that he definitely does make the Infinity Watch team better. I know there are players who have said, some content creators who have said that Adam Warlock sort of makes the team a little bit slower. And I can definitely understand that. The matchups do go a little bit longer when you do have Adam Warlock there, mainly because of the safeguard, mainly because of the immunity, and also because of his long cooldowns. But overall, the question is, does he make that team better? And I think Adam Warlock does make the team better. It gives him a little bit more sustain. And perhaps also, I from the matchups that I have had, I do think that he's given the team a little bit more control. But the team overall, if you don't have Adam Warlock, if you have the other 4 characters, at least if you have Gamora and Nebula, you definitely do have a good, solid team. If you throw in Kestrel, if you throw in Silver Surfer, it may be Doom. Doom kind of is a little iffy, but even if you throw in some other characters there that are top tier, you're still going to get a pretty good output from this team. So overall, my thoughts on Adam Warlock is that he's a good character. He does make them better. He kind of is a little underwhelming as a character outside of the team because there's not really a lot of value that I find with him right now. So therefore, yes, that kind of does feel a little bit bad, but I think overall, the team is good and they're very solid team. I'm probably going to do something that I don't want to do, which is bring up Nebula to gear tier 14, but I'm waiting until the very last minute to do it just because of how weird that feels. But this team is very strong. I'm doing very well right now in Arena with this team. One thing I will say, though, is having to face Infinity Watch after Infinity Watch and RTA is kind of a buzzkill. It's really kind of a buzzkill. I don't want them to ban the team, but there's got to be some way to make these matchups not just be Infinity Watch versus Infinity Watch. If you're trying to get abilities off for City and then you have to face an Infinity Watch team, it kind of is just a feel bad. But I think this is a general problem with just the new characters that they tend to release in this game. So just something to think about. But like I said, overall, I think the team is better. I don't think that they improved as much with the addition of Adam Warlock. And I don't think Adam Warlock is great outside of the team. That great outside of the team does have value, but not that great outside of the team. So you make a decision, you make a choice here. Is he worth getting? For sure. He's a legendary character. He definitely is worth getting. And I do think that later on, we're going to find some more value for Adam Warlock that we're probably not seeing right now. All right, we're going to talk about some patch expectations here, but I forgot to mention this. Payday event is this week. This is going to be Friday. Remember, you need your Merc characters in order for you to participate in this event. Filter out your roster with the mercenary characters that are available, some really good ones. Taskmaster is now available in an earlier node, so it's a little bit easier for you to be able to target farm him and to get him. Deadpool, obviously, you probably already have already because of the X-Force team. Killmonger is very versatile. Use him in Chaos Theory, use him in the training mat event and all that. But filter out your roster, figure out what you need for Payday event here. But let's go into some patch expectations that we're expecting. So obviously patch week is going to be this week, where we're expecting that it's going to be Wednesday. I think they mentioned the date of the 7th is when we're going to be getting a new patch here. Part of what we're going to be expecting in this new patch is gold, right? So they made a gold. This is a blog post from this past week, and more gold is what it was titled. We're excited to announce that we'll be infusing a significant increase to the amount of gold available to all levels of players in the coming weeks. There will be 2 rollouts of changes to the gold economy that will include a max grand total at the top end of approximately 8.1 million gold per month. I'll talk about that amount in a little bit. In the first rollout, we want to directly address player feedback from this year concerning character progression feeling sluggish. In the next version, 5.5 on Wednesday, daily objectives will have an increase in rewards of 103k gold per day, which will total approximately 3 million gold per month. Of this 103k per day, 70k of it will be added to the Strike Initiative daily objective. So my assuming is that this is the Strike Pass Initiative daily objectives, and by adding in all and by competing in all available alliance wars through the war completion rewards, players will earn an additional 1.9 million gold per month, assuming a 50% win rate. Specifically, which is pretty much basically what happens in all these wars. They're pretty much basically just matched up that you basically have 4 matchups that are lopsided. Either you obliterate the other team or which is split, and then you get obliterated, right? And then the last 2 ones that we're talking, or 2 of them, essentially, it will be competitive. That's pretty much basically how these wars end up every single war season. So it pushes you to have a 50% win rate. But specifically, winning a war earns you 200k more gold, and losing a war will earn you 120k more gold. And they talk about there will be a second rollout not too far behind the first one, which would include the rest of the amount of the 8.1 gold per month. There isn't a set date for the second rollout, as it will happen around the same time as the increase to player level and gear tier. So this right here is probably where this went down. So the 8.1 million gold to me was, okay, we're getting a great increase. This definitely helps all players across the board. And that is a good thing that they're actually doing some increase in gold. The problem for me, though, is when you look at the 8.1 million gold at maybe the place where I am at in the game right now, where a lot of the new characters, my assessment is how quickly can I bring this character up to gear tier 14? Because that's pretty much basically where I'm at on my roster right now. And for earlier players, you're probably making a decision. Can I bring up a character to gear tier 11? Can I bring them up to gear tier 12? The 8.1 million gold is probably going to have a little bit more of an impact for you, which, by the way, I think is a good thing for mid-game or earlier players. But 8.1 million gold is just one character for someone that's at my level. And can you imagine, players that are a little bit higher level? So the impact there is not really that great. It's better, but it's not that great when you think about it in the grand scheme of things. And then if you're going to talk about, hey, we're going to be increasing this amount of gold, first and foremost, you're only getting the first half of this in 5.5, right? You're only getting the first half of this, I think, in 5.5, and then you're getting the second half of it in another patch when they're going to be increasing the player level to level 85, and then the gear tier level, which you're expecting is going to be gear tier 16, right? Obviously, or it's going to be gear tier 16 at that point. I just don't know whether or not this is impactful enough to really make that much of a difference. So the way I look at it is great. I'm not going to complain about the increase, but I'm also saying that the analogy that I have towards this, right, is you're basically saying, as a parent, you're saying to your child, hey, I'm going to give you an allowance. Also, you're going to have to start paying for your own car insurance now. It's pretty much basically what you're given is not necessarily enough to make up for the difference, right? So that's kind of the way I look at this. I think like this is okay, but not entirely gonna make you whole. But this would have been something that would have been more received, I think, 3 to 4 months ago. I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing. The increase is good, but you get my point. It doesn't really make up for what you're gonna be increasing later on, because we know that you're gonna need more gold. Considering that from 75 to 80 was 2 million gold, I don't really know how much of a difference that really makes, and especially when you're releasing as the amount of teams that you're releasing. I just don't know, man, if this really has the impact that they are expecting for it to have here. So it was kind of meh to me. It was like, oh, this is cool. Oh man, okay. That was kind of the way that I felt about this here. But so those are my thoughts on the gold challenges. We're obviously also expecting these origin challenges. They mentioned this back a couple blog posts ago as well. And here we are, the July 7th with the version release. So there was obviously, okay, so these gear challenges kick off on July 7th with the version 5.5 release. So we could be getting the update tomorrow, or we could be getting it on the 7th. We'll definitely have to see with these 5 origin traits that you'll have to use. And then there's also the ISO 8 changes. So we remember they made a couple of blog posts a couple of weeks ago about them, number one, bringing back the first Doom raid, the first strike of Doom raids, which are most likely not going to have those blue ISO rewards. So just bringing you back to the ones that you were able to enter into Doom raids without having those ISO requirements. That is something that we're going to be expecting for them to implement as well into this patch. I think they said that they were going to do that in this patch. And then they also talked about the ISO 8 increases, the campaign increases, being able to farm more, the ion increases, the actual fragments increases, the energy that you'll be able to use increases on some of these ISO 8 nodes is something that they also mentioned as well. So we're definitely expecting that they are going to be increasing that. Or that's going to be, this is going to be going live, or we're expecting that this is going to be going live in the next patch as well. And yeah, I mean, I think the 3 new playable characters. So Captain Sam, we already know about us ready, right? We've already seen this on the previous poster. We also had Sharon Carter that was revealed as well. And we're definitely expecting that the 3rd character, we'll find out soon, that the 3rd character is going to be Maria Hill. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the new 3-team Secret Avenger team that we're definitely expecting. Not sure. Don't think that there are going to be any reworks here. I think for the most part, this is probably what we're going to. I think they mentioned that in the Strike Time video that this is going to be the 3 characters and no real expected rework of any other characters. But let's talk about some things that I would like to see. Number one, the 2021 roadmap for July. I would like to see them, or for this month, I would like to see them do sort of an update on what we can expect for the rest of the year. So obviously gear tier 16, level 85, we're seeing that that's going to happen. We're probably also going to get an announcement as well at some point in time soon about Dark Dimension 5, being that a lot of players now are completing Dark Dimension 4. We saw the Alliance War update as well, where they're going to be introducing these you can purchase these new slots with some in-game War Alliance credits currency to expand your defensive teams to 2. They're going to be removing the cargo bay buffs, so they're going to be reallocating those to bridge. There's a video that's out there. I think Philosopher and also Mobile Gamer did a video specifically detailing out the changes that they're going to be making here in Alliance War. Not quite sure exactly how I feel about it. I think there's going to be a lot more of an impact on probably the later game players, but not so much on probably earlier. This is more a top tier Alliance issue, but eventually those typical things tend to go to the top tier and it sort of starts to trickle down to everybody else, right? So we're probably gonna have to see once they get an official update on that. We'll probably see. But right now, I didn't pull up the graphic because it's kind of early testing or early information, so we should be able to get some more info to that, which is the reason why I'm not really elaborating on it right now, but I figured it's at least worth mentioning. And go check out their videos if you want a little bit more detail on that. Mobile Gamer and Philosopher, I think both did videos on that. They also did mention this in one of their posts too, and maybe this is not that big of a deal to most, but I can't find a save squad tabs, man. I am running out of tabs right now. I think I have every single, I think I have it maxed out. I think probably actually deleted like 3 teams this past week. So I'm probably down to 37 save squads right now, but would like to add more, some for my war offense teams. I would like to add some for different arena comps that I tend to run, even though primarily it's Infinity Watch now. Also raid teams, Greek raids, like those change often for me, right? I would like to be able to have some save squads for my Greek raid teams. Just a lot of other different places that I would like to go. So I'm hoping that they mentioned the save squad tabs back in February, that in part of their updated preview, that this is some of the areas that they are looking into. So they gave us some additional save squads, but we're definitely needing some save squad tabs as well. So I would like to see them make some of these changes where that is concerned. I would definitely also like to see, well, actually, I think for the most part, they're addressing the ISO issues. They're addressing the gold, even though I think that they could definitely do better where that is concerned. One of the things I would like to see them do is also address the beginner experience. I would like to see them change. I talked about this before, the level 70 cap. I would like to see them do some changes where that is concerned. Maybe also even introduce some new beginner meta teams. I do think that we're making some other beginner options for players. They've done good with Wave 1 Avengers. Nebula and Gamora right now are definitely a part of the beginner meta as well. But we'd like to see them do some more things to change the beginner comp for players, some things to T2s that would also help out some earlier players. So that's pretty much basically it for this week, guys. Probably some more info coming out from Scopely on what's going on with the patch here. I think obviously, like I said, either tomorrow, Tuesday, or Wednesday, we'll have some information on what's going on or when the actual patch is going to be. And of course, I'm expecting that at least one of those characters, either Sharon Carter or Captain Sam, are going to be available here for some purchasing when the patch does go live. But appreciate you guys watching the video. Thank you guys so much. If you guys have any comments, questions, leave it down below, guys. Appreciate you guys watching the video. Hopefully this is going to be a good patch week. I would say with no bugs, but let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. We're gonna have some bugs, right? But appreciate you guys watching the video. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Check out the links that are down below, guys. Discord, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, Amazon Coins. Check out everything down below. Appreciate you guys so much. Y'all be blessed and y'all be safe. Damn, thirsty. Jesus. Let's get it.